All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. And this is going to be another video on women, right? But it's going to be more so on the men that gas these women up, man. And like, I've watched about this elder that was going in on one of the camp videos. He was going in, man, on these women, right? And I kind of wanted to like clip the whole thing of what he said, but he said it over like it was said. These things in regards to the women, it was said what that whole camp's level, what the things that they were saying, that particular camp about the women, man. It was spread over the whole 2 hours, so it's harder to clip the whole thing, man. But a certain 5 minute portion, I've watched it back about 5 or 6 times already, man. Right, and that was only a couple of days ago. I've watched it back about 5 or 6 times, man, because he was singing it right there. Right, he was singing directly about how these women are in that particular moment, man, because he was going into how some of these women have a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, right? And I was thinking, raw, they really do, man. Like a lot of these women around their local area have already thought in their mind, like they ain't gonna tell you this, but they've already thought in their mind about, okay, if this relationship don't work out, who they're gonna be with next. They've already considered that, man. Right? Because their heart snares and nets. Women can't handle being alone. Women can't handle actually having to look at themselves in the mirror. And that's why women are always quick to get in a rebound relationship, man. They break up with a guy. I remember one time I had this fat neighbor, man. Some fat female neighbor, and she broke up with her, man. Right? Some Edomite with like one of them, like with some fancy car and that. Like she broke up with the geezer. And then the next thing, like 2 weeks later, there's some next Edomite there. One of them like Reebok classic ones, and I was like, raw, bro. Even a fat woman like that was able to just switch up and get a next geezer that quick. I just was like, man, how long she been knowing that geezer from before? You know what I mean? She obviously been knowing that geezer from before. She was with that geezer. So she already had the backup plan set up. She'd already probably been sleeping with the geezer, doing all kind of stuff with him before she even got with that geezer. And that's probably what made it break up anyway, because he could sense it. Men can sense when they're dealing with a woman. If there's like an invisible, it's normal like there's an invisible man that you're battling with, man. He's not physically in the room, but it's like he's invisibly there, man. And you're seeing her attitude boost up, and that she's got an attitude problem. You can kind of sense it's wicked as hell. You can kind of sense that there's another man there, but he's invisible though, because you can't physically see him, but you can sense him though. You can sense that he's there somewhere, man. You can sense him in her phone or whatever, man. This is so Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. And that's one of the coldest things that you have to understand within believing in Yahweh Shem or Shaiman, that if a woman that you might have been around for a long time starts changing as you change, it's not because you're wicked, and it's not even necessarily because you're being judged by Yahweh. It's because you're being blessed by Yahweh, and he's getting that woman away from you, man. That's what might be happening. Now, a woman can make a mistake and a man can make a mistake in his world, but man, when all hell breaks loose, right, you men are gonna have a hell of a lot a hell of a lot less respawns, man. ain't gonna be no respawns, right? Like when you're in the training phase, you can have a respawn, you can press X, it respawns and that. But when it really goes down, there ain't gonna be no respawn, man. You've got one life. There ain't no second chances now. And men ain't gonna be playing no game with you women and risking getting it, taking it, being in a situation where they can be trying to potentially have to take the MOTB, man. We're trying to flee from that with our lives onto death, man. We ain't playing around with that in that time, right? And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleads of God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Now, I want to get this. Man. 1 second. Let's go to Isaiah 3. Because all the women's options, man, you plan A, plan B, and all that, right? They're going to perish, man. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword. All these women's men, right? Their plan A, their plan B, the guy that they say good morning to every now and again, right? But then when that guy might see her down the street when she's with a man, he don't say nothing because he doesn't want it to be known that he's smiling up in his woman's face. You know that one, right? The local butcher, the flipping local guy in the corner store, the local guy that's got a nice car, the the so-called work husband, right? The different work colleagues and that. These women have got all their different plan A's, plan B's, and all that they think that they're gonna move on to if it go right with one geezer, man. And that's why they walk around so proud with such confidence, and they can't dedicate themselves to a relationship in this world because they're already in about 10 other relationships, man. They're spinning about 10 other plates, man. And the thing is, Esau's wicked society allows this to happen, but then frowns its face when a man does it, though. And you have women that will literally lie and say a man did something to them, knowing that they're lying, and be able to get away with it. She'll be able to get a financial benefit out of it, man, when she's lying. Say a man R-worded her, and it never happened, and end up getting money, man. It's disgusting, bro. It's absolutely disgusting, right? Verse 25, that men shall fall by the sword, and I'm mighty in the war. All these different men that you men are using now to boost up your ego, seeking validation from, a lot of those men are going to perish, man. And the same men that you disrespected are going to be continually increasing in value just from the sheer fact that there's less men alive. But then the thing that was looked at within them as though it was nothing, which is faith, is going to suddenly look like it's the most important thing that ever existed on earth, which it always was. It's just that the full seed of faith had not yet grown, man. Enough things had not happened yet on the earth for faith to be shown as being worthy of what it actually is worth. Verse 26, and her gate shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. And a lot of these women are going to be desolate and sitting upon the ground because the one man that actually would have been able to help them in a certain situation, the certain situation that's coming upon the face of the earth, he no longer wants them. But all the backup plans, the women are going to start to see that they're through. The tall, so-called handsome, muscular geezer, they're going to be through. The money man, right? The maintenance man that comes by and fixes all the things that's broken in the house. The old pervert that boosts their ego and just lost in after with his tongue hanging out, right? What other kind of people, what other kind of demons are they out there, man? The local thug that shots attends to everyone that makes everyone else have to pay money when he gives them drugs, but she gets the spliff for free. You know, right? That's how some of these trollops are, man. Right? That's how some of these filthy trollops are. The local flipping Ishmaelite, the local Ishmaelite weave man that gives her a discount as long as she gives him a discount, you know? A whole bunch of scallywag activity goes on amongst the women of Israel, man, and amongst the so-called white women, and amongst the Ishmaelite women, amongst all of these men, man. They're all hoes, bro. Right? The Israelite woman's a demon, and the Edomite woman's a demon, and the Ishmaelite woman's a demon. But there's lesser demons, man. There's different. Some of them have got 2 spirits on them. Some of them have got 2,000, man. But they're all wicked down here. So you gotta hope that Yahweh gives you a lesser wickedness, man. But I'm focusing on the whole thing of these women's options are gonna perish, man. All you women's options that you think that, oh, this guy is better than this guy. Dwayne's better than Jamal, but Jamal ain't better than Jamal ain't better than Jermaine though. But Jermaine ain't better. Jermaine, Jamal, and Thingy ain't better than Derek though. But then Derek's a bit too. He tells me about myself, and so I don't really like it when he tells me about myself. But if I could make him not tell me about myself and I could manipulate him better, then Derek would be the best choice. But Derek don't play. Derek don't take no mess. So then she goes Jamal one time, you know what I mean? Dwayne the next, through. And she got all these options, all these plan A, plan B, all while she's got a man at home, Tim, or whatever the hell his name would be, man. She got a man at home, and she's running around doing all this madness, man. And then got the nerve to wonder why he ain't dedicated in a relationship when she ain't dedicated in her own self. The nerve of this society, man. And when all hell breaks loose, the men are gonna snap, man. And they're gonna be snapping on the same law system and the people that are in charge of the law system that kept them bound in a cage and tried to make slaves of men. Right? This society tried to make slaves of men, and a lot of these bugged out Edomites, all these bugged out Edomites, these get 'em out mates. What do the brothers in London call them? And these Baconites, right? These red Hebrew Baconites, right? these red Hebrew Edomite Baconites from the tribe of Bacon, all of them, yeah, they're going to be spazzing, man. They're going to be spazzing. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I wasn't the one that made you lose your wife and kids in that divorce and made you have to give up your house. I don't think you have, mate. They're just going to smack him up, man. They're going to lose the plot. And rightly so. And rightly so. But then them same Edomites are going to get judged themselves because they're wicked as well. They're wicked as well, man. So they ain't got much to say neither because they're wicked. You women are going to lose out. All you women's so-called options, man. You're going to lose them, man. 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 33. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughter shall mourn, having no helpers. It's all going to happen, man. You men are going to lose out on all these options, all these different people that gas you up with from your day to day. Your work husband. Hello, Marianne. Ooh, you look stunning. You look cracking in that outfit tonight. You look ravishing, darling. And then she gets gassed up, fluts her hair, and she's like, yeah, I knew that you was going to say that anyway, simp. Do you know what I mean? But she's gassed up. The random strangers that should be trying to get attention from these women, that gas up their ego, you know, the random stranger that's actually the kind of guy that she want attention from, and then she gets her little attention, you know, you men are going to lose that even. Them people are going to perish as well, man. The random guys driving a nice car and the woman tries to scan into the car and see, and in her mind she thinks, if that guy in a nice car looks at me, then I could have been with a man in a nice car if I wanted to. I could have been with a man that's got this expensive car if I wanted to. No, you couldn't have. You could have just got slept with, man. Like a man in this world, even a man in the world, in this world, man, that's got access to all this world's wealth, he would be an absolute idiot if he was to ever settle down with any of you women in this world, right? And give you access to all of his wealth when he doesn't need to. He would be an absolute fool to do that. Just like how men of the Lord, when all hell breaks loose, they would be an absolute fool to turn any of these right now current scallywags into their wife and make her of being able to get away with all the disrespect that she's shown to Yahweh, that she's shown to Yahweh Shai, that she's shown to the what that she's shown that she's shown to the true doctrine of the words of Yahweh, the testimony, right? That she showed to the elect, that she showed to the truth of us being Israelites. He'd be an absolute fool to make that kind of woman be able to join on to him as a wife. That would be disrespectful to Yahweh if he was to do that, man. That would actually be a disrespect to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, man. To Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai? If some of these wicked ass women that are currently doing all their madness right now was to end up being like, it would be disrespectful, man. Now, I have to say this for truth's sake. If a woman's of the elect, she's of the elect. And who are we to judge another man's servant? So if Yahweh it does make some of these kind of women end up repenting in the last days, that's got nothing to do with us, right? And the Spirit is going to work it so that that woman does genuinely repent. But like, we have to go to the truth of the scriptures, and I'm going to get it in a minute. Verse 34, in the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. All these men that are trying to be chivalrous. The women, we don't want our women fighting in wars. No, we'll fight. Oh yeah, you go ahead, man. You go ahead. You're going to be fertilizer for the ground, fool. Stupid idiots. You guys are going to perish, man. Trying to save these wicked ass women. Trying to save these demons, man. They're demons, bro. They're demons, man. A lot of these so-called women out here, like, just watch, man. Like, just watch that. Just wait till when all hell breaks loose, man. And men are just on high. Their testosterone levels are going to just increase, man. They're going to be on high alert. Every man's going to be like walking in the way, like, don't mess with me. And just wait till you see what happens to the first woman that still doesn't realize what time and what mode we're in. Just wait till you women actually see what happens to the first woman that decides to run her mouth. Just wait till you see what happens to her. She's going to get absolutely stomped, man. It's going to be brutal. And it's going to make women realize what kind of time we're in. Because they might never have seen that happen to a woman. And no man's going to be stepping in to care. Everyone's going to be like, yeah, that needed to happen. She was running her damn mouth. Just wait, man. Just wait. When that lockdown came, it wasn't the men that was running around buying tissue. thinking about wiping their bum or their like you was more worried about wiping your vagina or your bum, right? Your vagina after you have a wee or your bum after you have a poo. Then you was worried about getting food and water, you stupid idiots. That's how dumb y'all are. And that's how much y'all think about comfort over sort of survival, right? You think more about your comfort and survival, man. You're running around filling up a whole trolley with tissue. Are you dumb? I only ever seen women fighting over the tissue. I personally never seen one video of men fighting over tissue. I didn't see any. I didn't see one video, man. But I seen plenty of videos of women fighting over tissue, though. I need one of them tissues. No one packet. No one packet. Just losing their mind, man. When if it was real tissue was really that important, after them women have bought that tissue and got it out of the store, all that would have to take is for one random man, like a little 14-year-old schoolboy, come over and punch them both up and steal the tissue anyway, man. You men ain't strong like that. Y'all ain't strong. 3 teenage boys that are like 13 years old. 3 of them against one adult woman. They'll dust her off. 3 teenage boys against the average man. They're getting flipped, mate. They're getting span off. They ain't doing nothing to that grown man, whether he's untrained or not. Unless they're some hella 13-year-olds, man, like some future boxers, boxing heavyweight champions, some future NBA star athletes, something like that. But just some average, everyday 13-year-old children, 3 of them, they ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. Like, man, you women are gonna lose big time, man. Like that elder that said that thing about the women and their options, man, he was perfectly on point, man. I don't know what made him say that, but obviously it's ultimately the word of Yahweh, man. The spirit of Yahweh by Shemar Shai that made him say it, because when he said it, I've watched that video on a couple of occasions, man. Micah chapter 7 and I'll go straight to verse 10. Then she that is mine enemy, which a lot of these women right now are our enemy, right? Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, where's Yahweh thy power? Certain men might have told women, listen, man, all this stuff that you're doing now, you know that you women are going to get judged for it, right? You know you're going to get judged for this. You ain't going to just be able to get away with all of this madness that you've been doing. And they've been told that. And they just thought, yeah, whatever. Where is it then? And they might have said it to themselves after the interaction. Where's this Howard that they're talking about? I did the same thing that he complained to me about. I did it again. And where's the judgment? It ain't happened. So he's lying. And then the day comes where it's found out that man's telling the truth. And then you women all of a sudden realize, man, you shouldn't have been funking around. You should have watched your mouth. And you should have focused on reality. It's going to be brutal when it happens, man. You men are going to lose all your so-called options, man. You men are going to lose your options. Shalom to the left.